So when students look at poetry, they think, what is the point of poetry? And it is a good question, it's just being asked in the wrong way. When people ask, what's the point? They mean, why learn it? And, well, you can't answer one without the other. To know why we learn about it, we need to figure out what the point of it is. And that is a very difficult question to answer. If we look at the history of poetry, we see things like Homer's Iliad and Homer's Odyssey. And despite the fact that they have the appearance of novels, they are technically poems. They are epics. A long poem, a series of poems meant to tell a story. And the story they tell is truly epic. The Odyssey, despite being a kick-ass story full of sex, drugs, and gore, has a lot to say. It talks about growing up, becoming a man, religion, and most importantly, love. The Odyssey is, in my opinion, a love poem. It is about a valiant soldier rushing home to his beloved wife, and his will to do anything to get back. The message it tells about love is bigger than itself, and maybe that's the point of poetry, to tell a message. But not every poem has a larger-than-life message, and that's true. Shakespeare's Winter doesn't have some hidden second layer of meaning. However, that doesn't make it any less valid as poetry. This beautifully crafted iambic tetrameter masterpiece paints a stark, relatable picture of life. Nothing in this poem is not relevant today. Okay, maybe the frozen milk part is, but as a whole, it is consistent with modern life. Bored churchgoers, coughing their lungs out, being louder than the priest, bringing logs in for the fire, blowing on your hands because they've gone numb with the cold, and of course, good old Joan making a nice warm meal in the pot to warm everyone up. It is simple, and in its simplicity, it's beautiful. It's the same story with Daffodils by Wordsworth, a beautiful image crafted by nothing but words. And maybe that's the point of poetry, to paint a beautiful picture. What if the picture isn't beautiful then? What if you're Sylvia Plath and the image you need to paint is that of a tormented mind? How do you do that if not through poetry? The Arrival of the Bee Box, for example, is a truly devastating poem. It shows the inner workings of a mind ravaged by depression. Plath sees her own mind as a chaotic cell for a rumbling riot of barbaric bees. It is, in my opinion, a truly accurate portrayal of a depressed mind, and the hints at suicide makes that truth all the more painful. So maybe that's the point of poetry, to tell the truth. Okay, so not all of these can be the point of poetry, and maybe none of them are. Maybe that's the point, to have no point. That's where the beauty of poetry is, in its lack of definite purpose.